Just how strong is Koraidon in Regulation G, and how does it stack up with support from Hisui and Illigant and Screamtail? And what's Flame Charge doing on this set? I can't wait to find out. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's hop into some battles here, shall we? All right, that's a pretty cool team. I actually haven't seen anybody use the, are they called origin forms of Dialga and Palkia? Honestly, I kind of forgot that was a thing. That's kind of exciting. I'm going to make some YouTube videos with those guys. We also have a Weather War here, obviously. So we do need to sort of hide Koraidon, I think. We can't come out of the gate with it. I like the Tera down there, too. You see so many cool things, and you're like, oh, man, there's also a tree turtle. Obviously, yeah, Heatran has a really great matchup against most of these things. And so does Kingambit. Like, I can honestly just see Kingambit and Heatran leading. We'll bring Koraidon in the back. And then Dialga is still just, it's a steel dragon type, right? I kind of don't want to. I'm gonna bring just like my heavy hitter, my glass cannon here. I kind of don't want to bank on Sun being up, you know. So I didn't want to bring Lilligant, who, you know, without a focus sash is really sort of threatened by a weather war that I'm not entirely sure. Like, I don't want to bank on having to win the weather war to win the entire match. All right, we get the Defiant activated immediately. I also have Protect on both of these Pokemon, so if I don't want to get smacked by a fairy move, like I think I might just protect Kingambit for now. And maybe, honestly, sub with you. Yeah, I'm going to sub with the Heatran. I feel like they're going to switch out the Ensign. Now, whether that's via parting shot or just a hard switch, I don't know. Or no, what am I talking about? They're probably going to fake out here. And I just want to circumvent the potential Moonblast into Kingambit, whereas if they were to go for like a Shadow Ball or something into Heatran, I think I'll be okay. It's also curious. I didn't do a good job. I didn't do my due diligence and see if they boosted anything with a booster energy. I don't think I saw one. They did just try to Moonblast there. They're not faking out, too, so they are going to turn one parting shot or something. They knock off. Interesting. Does that even break my sash? Or my sub? It did. Okay. Not the end of the world. Little leftovers recovery. Never hurt nobody. You know, Defiant boosted Sucker Punch as a dark type might be pretty not so bad. And then I'd also not be weak to Flare Blitz. I think I'm going to do that. And we can swap hard into my own Flutter Mane here. Does that feel crazy? I'll take a knockoff onto this spot. How much do I care about that? I could also just sub again. I think I'm actually just going to sub again. Because I don't lose my knockoff or I don't lose my leftovers if knockoff goes into the sub. So part of me is like, you know what, I don't want to risk losing the Choice Specs or the Clear Amulet by switching in to something else. Now this opens me wide open to a Moonblast. This needs to kill. Oh, That's why I didn't see the booster. They're sashed, not spexed. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. They're going to parting shot there, which will work through my sub because my sub is sound moves go through substitutes for some reason. But we get to know what they're going to go into here at least. And it's going to be the Ninetales, so I do get to just bring out Koraidon if I don't want them to. I think I just bring out Koraidon here. I don't think I get tricky. Like, it went through my head to go into Flutterman and then switch out hard to try and bait them to go for the Aurora Veil and then let not, blocking it. But I think what I can just do here is, like, they now have to pretty much switch out the Ninetales, or they're going to go for Fairy moves into Koraidon. Can protect for one turn and just go for a Heat Wave. I think Heatran's a really bad Pokemon for them. The only thing they really have for it is Parting Shot. Based on the Pokemon I've seen so far, there is one more looming back there. I gotta assume it's the Dialga, right? Like, why would you not bring it? This is probably Incin coming in here. Yep. This is the exact use case, by the way, where it's nice to have Earth Power on your Heatran. Because while I'm not worried about the Incin doing anything to my Heatran, I'm also wondering what my Heatran's going to do to the Incin. Get a nice Heat Wave there. And now they're going to bring the Ninetales back in. I think I can just switch Koraidon pretty safely into my Fluttermane now. They can't fake it out if they were planning on doing so. Like, if they wanted to get cheeky here, they could try to fake out Koraidon and Moonblast it. But they can't fake out a Fluttermane. Even if they did, I mean, who cares, right? And I can now just Flash Cannon into the Ninetales slot. They have not Terra'd yet. And I burned mine. I wasted mine on the Focus Sash. I gotta get it in my head that you're gonna see way more Focus Sash, Fluttermanes, and Iron Bundles now. Because they don't need to rely on Booster Energy. And they're, I mean, were it not for their abilities requiring a certain held item, they're dying for Focus Sash. Like, they're perfect Focus Sash users. So I got to get used to seeing that more often. They are going to get the Aurora Veil. So it is up to pure. That's some good damage. I'm not mad about that at all. They're going to knock off my Fluttermane, though. Not ideal. Just going to Moonblast into that slot and Flash Cannon into the Ninetales. Damage, not a lot. Dropping a special attack stat. Didn't kill the Fluttermane there, actually. We're going to find out. Maybe they assumed that they would pick up the KO there and they don't target Fluttermane, which gives me one more switch option. Who'd you target there, friend? Yeah, see, they went after the Heatran. Now, the question is, do I want to get one massive hit off with Fluttermane here and reset Heatran's special attack drop. Is that more advantageous than sort of saving my Fluttermane here? There's that freaking thing. Jesus. Whew. I also gotta be wary of a potential dragon move going into the... Like, if my opponent's real, they're clicking a dragon move here into one of these two slots, despite the fact that it would do nothing to the Pokemon sitting in front of them, right? So I gotta be a little bold here. We're gonna boost the speed on Fluttermane there. Just get a little bit more damage off into this Incin. They're going to get that health right back. They Earth Power that slot. Good to know that thing has Earth Power. Dear God. Looks like I did make the right call as far as where I switched and whatnot. Here's a question. How fast is that Abomination? I got no clue. 90 speed. That is going to be faster than my Lava Clamp here. I'm not speed boosting. Okay. I can protect for one turn while I begin to collision course into you. Actually, I don't think I can risk... Because Koraidon will outspeed. I don't think that I can risk... not picking up the KO here. So I think that I have to double in on the off chance that they, or not on the off chance, on the situation that they live the collision course and then kill Koraidon with a dragon move. I think I have to pick up the KO with Heat Wave. We got the Dialga anyway. It's not going to matter. That is a massively strong hit to drop a legendary. And while I have this thing's stats up, base 120 defense. They're going to knock off my clear Amulet. Too little, too late. We're going to pick up the win here with Koraidon in Regulation G. Can't say I'm too mad about that. It's a really nice answer to Incin, especially once you pop that clear Amulet on there. Incin's such a nice Pokemon in restricted formats to just like slot onto a team because it really does have a lot of like no restricted hates having Intimidate support, and basically any physical attacking legendary out there gets intimidated the same way that non-restricted Pokemon get intimidated. Like, it's still just like a great Pokemon to, or a great ability to use. So having a Koraidon with that new clear Amulet item, first time that a restricted format has had that, I think it's a really, really nice addition. Good game to my opponent. All right, this is not a Regulation G team, but that's what you're going to get when you're battling on casual. We're going to treat it like any other match. Just understand that until the ranked ladder goes live, I'm not in full control over what kinds of battles we get here. I'm thinking Sun's pretty good. We're going to boost their Fluttermane, so we just got to be careful about that. But that's why Koraidon and Heatran are such a nice combo next to each other. Kingambit might also come for that reason. Let's see. I kind of like him out of the gate. We can just do that. I honestly might just do these two next to each other. With Heatran right there. You know, if I have Lilligant, then I have something for the Milotic. And I kind of like the idea of just punishing that Instant Bring in every possible way. So we'll bring our Defiant Mon as well. We're going to leave the 2 fairy Pokemon at home. It's really interesting. This team just ended up, as I was like, I usually try and have obviously a wealth of Pokemon typing diversity, but this team ended up with 2 fighting types, 2 fairy types, and 2 steel types. Not that you necessarily feel that while you're battling with it. You know, the fighting types are weak to flying, but steel takes care of that resistance-wise. And then the steel types are weak to fighting, and the fairy types take care of that resistance-wise. And then same with poison, fairies into fighting. So they are going to intimidate my Lilligant there. But they can't fake out the Lilligant, which I feel great about. So as long as I land the... well, actually, should I be nervous that... I could Tera here, but I don't think I want to. I think I'd rather just try and Sleep Powder and outspeed here. They're going to fake out Lilligant, but Lilligant has the Covert Cloak. We land the Sleep Powder. Fantastic stuff. And Incin is in trouble. Oh, God, this attack animation. It's so sick. I'm so happy we have Bike Puppy. It's such a cool design. It's one of my favorite box art legendary designs in recent... I liked Zacian at first. Anytime you make a legendary kind of like a dog. Obviously, Koraidon is a dog. We all know what I'm talking about. There's the Lurantis. I can flame charge that thing. I think I will. Actually, I could just double into the Flutterman on this turn. And I probably should Tera now that I got rid of the Incense, so we'll do that. I have the triple Axle as well. I'm just going to do that into the Lurantis here. Oh. It will be very interesting to see who ends up seeing more use between Groudon and Koraidon. They have very... Honestly, you might see both of them. They have very different uses. Groudon being able to be immune to Miraidon feels really important. Just a D-Gleam. We'll probably say goodbye to Shenyun there. Yep. And we do see the superpower here. So while that helped me take the... that helped me take the Dazzling Gleam, it did not help out very much with the... superpower weakness. I'm going to go into Kingambit here so I can just threaten with Sucker Punch. And I'm thinking Collision Course is just my best course of option now. Here, I'd switch out or protect the Fluttermane here. They're going to Tera. Becoming a rock type. Hello. Glad I Collision Coursed. I don't know why they would go rock type. To go rock type there is interesting because rock doesn't resist fire, right? I'm almost wondering if they were anticipating another flame charge. Is this one of the ones that I get wrong? I feel like this was one that I used to think rock resisted fire, and then I taught myself that it doesn't. Hold on. Oh, rock does resist fire. Look at that. Ground doesn't resist fire. That's the one that I always... Okay, you know what? Sometimes you can have a Pokemon YouTube channel and still get it wrong. I'm just gonna Flame Charge into the Golden Go and Sucker Punch the Fluttermane again. They're just gonna cancel the battle. Totally makes sense. Glad we got to use Hisui and the Ligand to success there. Obviously, again, my opponent wasn't running a Regulation G team. However, you can see via like Tera and what I had in the back that, you know, I wasn't scared of the Fluttermane lead with 2 fighting types out on the field in the beginning. Being able to just sort of like have the steel types in the back to switch in to take that, and also the steel Tera. It's not as big of a deal as you might think to be super weak on paper to Fluttermane on a lead. Anyway, good game to my opponent. Thanks for clicking on this video. I really appreciate you checking this one out. If you're into other Regulation G stuff, I already have a Koraidon team out with Parabolic Charge. Really, really fun. And also Terapagos coming later this week. Terapagoat, as I'm calling him. I stream every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Battle against the chat. Go on the ranks ladder. If you're looking for Regulation G practice, do stop by for one of those. See what people are running. Take your notes. And that's all I got for you. Thanks again for clicking on this video in the first place. Click one of these videos here if you want to see more stuff that I did.